What's up, everybody? Welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs.
And I'm David Woldingen.
And today it is time to preview the Battle Line rivalry, Mizzou versus Arkansas. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Also, please take a minute to look at the UTA toy drive we've got going on. It's a fundraiser to raise money to get gifts for kids in the St. Louis area who may not otherwise get anything. We're trying to help out as many kids as we can in the St. Louis area. The link to the GoFundMe is in the description below. David, Missouri sitting at 5-6. They need this win to guarantee themselves a bowl game.
Yeah, they're definitely going to come out fired up. I know they're still not happy about the loss they had last year to Arkansas. They're going to want to get that one back. And as you said, they're fighting for their bowl game for their life. And with a young team, it's very important to get to that bowl game because that means more practice time.
Yeah, and one thing that could, go in Missouri's favor is history. Different situations every year, certainly, but Missouri has not lost to Arkansas at home since this became an annual matchup in 2014.
Yeah, definitely could play a role. Home game. Hopefully the students come out. It is Thanksgiving break, so most of them are at home, but it's definitely going to be an intriguing matchup for sure.
Yeah, now I think the biggest takeaway for Missouri coming out of last week, David, is the injuries. We were talking before, and for you, what you're most concerned about is Barrett Bannister.
Yeah, he plays an important role in our offense for third downs, especially if you paid attention, especially in the last couple of games. Brady Cook tends to go towards him, look towards him on those third down conversions, and he always finds that sweet spot against the defense and makes the big plays. Sam Horn, when he came in last game, unfortunately led him right into getting blasted, just like, I don't even know. Like I like to call them stadium shakers, where your feet leave the ground and your head hits the ground before your feet does. But he got completely destroyed.
Dude he looked like he didn't know what planet he was on when he was getting help to the sideline. Now, we don't know what the injury is. You heard us talking about it. I think we both agree, David. He looked like a dude that got concussed. So frankly, I don't expect him to play, but that is 1,000,000% speculation on my part.
Yeah, and who knows, because Drink and the presser didn't really give much away. The only thing he really gave away injury-wise was Xavier Simmons, who had a non-contact injury to a leg, which most likely is an ACL.
Yeah, basically what we saw with Hendon Hooker in that South Carolina game. Probably something along those lines happened, and we just didn't notice. For me, it's the defense with the injuries that concerns me, just because of the sheer number. Now, to be fair, Drinkwitz said in the Monday press conference that it was a situation where part of it may have been that it was New Mexico State, and if it were a closer game or a better opponent, some guys maybe were able to go. He didn't give anything more than that. He just kind of suggested that probably was the case, and that I'm sure was on purpose. But what we're talking about with Missouri here is Isaiah McGuire, Chris Abrams-Drain, Tyron Hopper, and Joseph Charleston. All four are key pieces to this Missouri defense. All left the game early. None of them returned. So who's healthy? Who was sitting out as a precaution? I don't know. But the sheer number of them, it's concerning. Going against an Arkansas offense, David, that they can light you up.
Yeah, they're especially good on the ground. They have over 2,500 yards rushing. That's 8th in the country. Raheem Sanders has 1,379 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 6.6 yards per carry. So they're really, really going to have to make sure they fill the gaps, maintain their holes, if you will, and then seal off the edges and try protect the outside against the outside run too. Because I mean, they got some studs over there for Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Raheem Sanders goes by Rocket, and he's earned that nickname. He is legit. And yeah, it's a case where Missouri cannot expect reasonably, I don't think, to hold him to 30, 40 yards. It's all right. He's probably gonna get 90, 100 yards or more, but let's keep it there and not let him go for 150 or something like that. And then David, Missouri's defensive ends in particular, have to remember KJ Jefferson, he can run. He's got almost 500 yards rushing on the season.
Yeah, and again, it could have been a byproduct of who they were playing, but they tended to give up some decent runs to the quarterback against New Mexico State, which kind of worries me because they're getting too far upfield, which opened up the lanes. So they're really going to have to work on staying at home so they don't open up those run lanes.
Yeah, and that's KJ Jefferson, he can go run, he can break contain, but big dude. He can go in between tackles if he needs to. He's 6'3", 242. Big guy.
Yeah, biggest key there would be to force like 3rd and longs, because if you get into that 3rd and 1 or 2, he's a truck to stop. So it's going to be hard to slow Arkansas down if they get on a roll like that.
Yeah, third, 4th down and short for Arkansas is not something they're going to be too uncomfortable with just because of how prolific they are running the football. Something Arkansas is not prolific at is defense. So some of these numbers are a little bit inflated because they gave up about 6 miles of offense to Ole Miss, even though they won. They gave up 700 yards against Ole Miss. Ole Miss had 2 guys go for 200 yards rushing, and yet Ole Miss lost by 15 points to these Razorbacks. That's a weird stat line.
Just scratching your head saying, how?
But yeah, David, yeah, statistically, Arkansas's defense, not so great.
Yeah, 118th in pass defense, allowing 276 yards. Rush defense was 97th in the country, 175. Hopefully Mizzou can get some major yards on the ground, because we all know no matter what passing defense we're playing, we're still throwing the bubble screen.
Yeah. Now, one stat that to me is just the ultimate in terms of being a paradox. Yeah, Arkansas is literally one of the worst pass defenses in America, but they've got the 5th most sacks in America, which tells you that it tells me anyway, their front 4, maybe front 7, depending on how much Barry Odom wants to blitz, they can get to the quarterback. It's just if they don't get there, their secondary is going to be hung out to dry.
Yeah, and that might be to their advantage because Cook has a hard time checking down receivers and finding the open guy. He leaves multiple receivers open a game. So that would be my biggest worry with our offense, is he's not quick enough on the reads and recognizing the blitzes.
No, I agree with you on that one. Let's go ahead and move into predictions, David, here. It's strange. Arkansas got as high as 10th in the country for 2 weeks earlier this season, but they also lost to A&M. And if you lose to A&M, you can lose to anybody. Let's be real. I don't see it. I think it's just what you were talking about. For Missouri, the issue is Arkansas's defense is so bad, but Missouri's offense is just bad enough. They can't do anything really to take advantage. I think that's going to be the difference. And I'm going to pick Arkansas to win this game 30-23.
And I'm going the opposite of you. I have Mizzou winning this game 27-24. It's going to be a close one. However, I'm going to stand by the home record theory, if you will, and I knock on wood as I say this because I don't want to jinx anything. But they seem to play Arkansas really well here at Mizzou. So I expect them to find a way to pull this off and get to the bowl game, quite honestly. You can tell by a lot of the interviews and things like that, the players want this, so they're going to be up and ready for this game.
Yeah, no doubt.
But until then, stay tuned for our post-game review. It's the last game of the season, guys. So, as always, thanks for watching Under the Arc Sports. Make sure you check out all our other shows pertaining to Mizzou basketball, men's and women's, as well as Blues hockey coming up as their season's really picking up. And then don't forget, on Thanksgiving Day, Marching Mizzou is marching in the Macy Days Parade.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
Turn on the TV, check that out. Maybe Sheryl Crow will be joining them, putting on a show. Who knows? Until then, I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully we're back with a Mizzou win. Take care.